and girls, everybody, welcome to the Horror Returns. I am Lance.
Show.
Yeah, I was about to say I like the energy.
I'm Lance, and with me, as always, my co-hosts Brian and Philip. What's up, guys?
So, it's going.
Not a mucho, man.
How's Father's Day weekend for you guys?
Hectic.
Mine was pretty awesome. My wife got me a big ass steak to go grill and had some whiskey, and that's all I really wanted. I was like, don't talk to me about work, and we're good.
Well, yeah, we had the granddaughter's birthday party Saturday. So that was that dominated the weekend, and y'all know that feeling when you're wondering when all the last visitors are going to go home on Sunday.
Gotcha.
A couple of grandsons stayed behind for a week or two, which is cool. I always like to hang out with them.
Yeah.
It's like me and a house full of women, so it's always nice to have a couple of guys around.
Little extra testosterone.
That's right. Well, shit, man, feels like it's been forever. But you guys ready to dive into Cool of the Week? Because it's hot as fuck here.
Yeah, I will go last because I think I got like 5 movies I watched.
Well, I'll jump in.
All right.
I got a couple of cools this week. I finally caught up on a couple of new movies. I saw John Wick 4, which was pretty awesome. It knew what it was, and it went with it, you know? It was, a big, bad, shoot 'em up good time. I don't think the fight scenes were as good as John Wick 2. I still really enjoyed that. That was my favorite one of the series, but it was a good closeout.
Was John Wick 2 the original one where he was on the horse on the bridge? Or was that 3? I'm trying to remember.
On the horse?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like in the Brooklyn Bridge or something
Yeah,
like
I forgot
that.
about the horse. Yeah.
Okay,
It was the one with the club scene where he's kicking everybody's ass.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha.
And I watched Bert Kreischer's The Machine.
Oh, we'll watch that tonight.
Yeah, that came out to rent. It's not as funny as there's definitely some very funny parts. Not as funny as I thought it was going to be. It was more of a just legitimately pretty good movie. So I was impressed with it, man. It was I would watch the Machine bit stand up before you watch the movie because it's one of the greatest stand up bits of all time, I think. I'm not saying he's one of the greatest stand up comics of all time, although, maybe.
He's up there.
That bit alone, just that little 15 minutes is gold. And this kind of delves into that.
He's carved his own lane into comedy, I think, because if you're doing stand up without a shirt the whole time, you automatically make me think of Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. He definitely had a gimmick that he pulled off. But yeah, so both of those are definitely cools of the week. And I think I watched some other stuff, but I can't remember what they are right now. So I'll probably jump in the middle of feedback or something and say, "Oh yeah, I watched this too."
Brian, you've got a laundry list. You wanna jump in, or you wanna save it?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Since I watched that Robert Englund documentary, each week I'm gonna go probably watch one of his older movies out of his filmography. So I started with one. It was basically a first time watch. I've seen it before, but that was a long time ago. And I think you've seen me post this, Lance. Strangeland, D. Snyder's Strangeland.
Oh.
Yeah, my daughter and I watched that together one night. Like just randomly found it on cable or late night cable, and just we always call each other. Was it Captain Howdy? Is that what he? I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember loving Robert Englund did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak too much about it because I think it'll pop up on our schedule eventually. So it is definitely an interesting movie, and I think D. Snyder's trying to make a sequel to it.
So I've heard.
Okay.
I got one not cool of the week.
There's always got to be one.
All I gotta say is Ari Aster. You they
Uh-oh.
all can't be winners, and
No, that's true.
Bo
Yikes.
is what is it? Bo.
But was
I
afraid.
was afraid. How can you forget that, man?
Oh my gosh, Lance! I wanted to message you, call you, text you, and
Yeah.
just ask you what the fuck is happening in this movie. Just
One of
and
those.
it's one of those, but it doesn't let you know if it's real or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then the reveal of I'll just say the reveal of what's in the fucking attic. I was just like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
What's in the attic? What's in the attic?
But I will say, as far as like cinematography and acting, it was all done really well. It's just the story just lost me. I think if you would have just threw in like a little subtle hint of realism or not, real, because I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know if the whole thing was in his head or
You didn't like the girl that was eating handfuls of Xanax and then drinking paint?
she was so fucking annoying. When she drank the paint, I was like, fucking thank you. So yeah, I definitely, out of what is it, his third film?
Yep.
The weakest one by far. Let's see. Checked out Fast X.
Oh, that was the one. I watched that too.
Yeah. What'd you guys think?
Fucking stupid, ridiculous. Everything you would fucking want in a Fast and Furious movie. It's stupid fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't take anything serious in a movie. And I have to say, Jason Momoa is probably the fucking best villain out of the entire franchise.
He's like, let's go get him.
Yeah.
He was like flamboyantly weird.
Yeah, he's sitting there painting somebody's nails, like their feet, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I'm looking at the feet, I'm like, why do the feet look like that? And then it pans out and it's a dead guy.
Yeah. With their eyes all taped open.
Yeah, and he's like, now you're gonna want to let that dry. So I had a lot of fun with it. It was overloaded with fucking cameos that probably didn't need to be in there.
Yeah.
They just kind of Jack Reacher was also there with Jason Momoa the whole time.
Yeah. I was excited to see him show up. I like seeing that guy do well.
He's a fucking big man.
Yes.
Fucking large guy. Captain Marvel shows up and you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
who is she?
weird.
Oh, that's Mr. Nobody's daughter. Of course she is, because
Yeah.
the theme of the series is family. So, and then the chick from Suicide Squad, Ratcatcher. She's a Brazilian racer who happens to be the sister of Dom's son, so she's family. Why the fuck not? So
Ratcatcher is family.
yeah.
Too
I
bad
didn't like how it ended
Polka
though.
Dot Man. Too bad Polka Dot Man wasn't there.
I don't want to go too into spoilers, but like, boy, we gotta close it up somehow.
I know.
Well, they filmed this one and the next one as one movie and
that makes sense.
Split it in two, or else this would have been like a 5-hour movie. So
good car scenes.
Yeah, always got to have the good car scenes. Yeah. Phil, checked out your favorite actress, Lulu Wilson.
Oh.
Wrath of Becky.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, there was just something about that first one that made it a little bit magical. I was like, oh yeah,
Stifler.
There's no way it's gonna be as good.
Stifler as the villain compared to Kevin James.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't hold up. I mean, they tried to go with the same thing because in this movie they're the noblemen, which is of course is a play on the Proud Boys.
Oh.
But he just wasn't evil. There are scenes where he tried to just kind of push that he's kind of sinister and you don't want to fuck with him. And I'm just watching it like, shut up, Stifler.
Oh no, he just came off as kind of goofy.
not goofy. It's just I didn't. I was just like, Becky's gonna fuck you up, and it's gonna happen, and you're not gonna really stand up to her. And it just, after seeing Kevin James in the first one, and then seeing him in it's not the same. And then the violence was, in my opinion, toned down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no fun.
Too bad. Too bad.
And they did that stupid thing where they shown someone gets killed, and then she's doing like the narration. It was like, oh, it didn't happen like that.
No, I hate it when they do that shit,
yeah, I'm just like, and of course, how it really happened is not as good as,
of course,
the previous version. But yeah, I don't. You can skip that one.
I tell you, The Machine has got one of the best movie kills I've seen in a very long time. Just gotta tell you.
Okay.
It's fantastic. You'll know.
And let's see. And my last two, real quick. Checked out a couple of Shudder movies. The first one's Brooklyn 45.
Okay.
It's set in Brooklyn, 1945. The old military friends get together, and one of them lost her wife. She passed away, and he heard about like doing seances and contacting her.
Oh yeah, I scrolled past this one.
Yeah, it's a little more on the drama side than the horror side. It's almost like the stuff starts happening after they do the seance, but it's like the seance supernatural stuff kind of takes a backseat to the story and the reason why they're there and stuff like that. So it's okay, but if you're going in and wanting like a supernatural, spooky seance type movie, then this is not for you.
All right, Brooklyn 45, you said?
Yeah, it has what's his name, Lance? Larry Fessenden.
Oh yeah, Larry Fessenden.
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay, he's always good, man. I think he's been in like 300 roles or something like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that when you watch it, you don't know their names, but you're like, hey, I've seen you in like 50 things.
It's that guy.
Yeah. And then the other Shudder movie I checked out was Influencer.
Oh yeah, I almost watched that too.
It's pretty decent. This chick, she lives in Thailand, and social media influencers, they go there and they make videos and vlogs and stuff. She kind of takes over their identity and gets rid of the person she's taken over, and that's pretty much the movie.
I heard Scott and Heather talk about this one on Friday night.
It's fine. It's just there's certain things I don't understand, like the girl that's taking people's identities. She has a large birthmark on her cheek. I guess it's supposed to make you think she's not pretty, which it's just a birthmark, but they never bring it up ever. So I'm like, does the actress actually have this large birthmark, or did they put it on for the movie?
Mole.
They put it on for the movie.
Mole.
Guacamole.
Oh, Brian, I'm gonna tell you what my dad always used to tell me. He said, "Son, it's not the face you fuck, it's the fuck you face."
Nah.
It works on so many levels.
But it's a decent, like, because she's taking these people's identities, and you just kind of wondering how far is this going to go? Is she going to get caught?
Sure, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
it
wasn't as creepy as what I was looking for, I think.
Yeah, you've seen it too.
No, but I was gonna click on it, and I watched the little trailer for it. It looks like it's interesting, but not what I was in the mood for.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's worth a watch, especially out of the two Shudder movies, Brooklyn 45 and Influencer. I think I'd rather recommend Influencer.
Okay.
But I would have to say, out of all those, my cool of the week would have to be Fuck It, Fast X, because
holy shit,
it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. It's definitely not the worst Fast and Furious movie.
And then, without spoiling it, somebody else shows up from the dead at the end, comes up out of the fucking ice in the submarine, and I'm just like, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, but half the characters in that movie have died, haven't they?
At this point, you have more of a chance of coming back in like the Marvel universe or something if you're already dead.
Right. Yeah, it is real comic booky, isn't it?
Tony Stark will be in the next Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to go to the Flash, but the one time I made it to the theater to watch it, it was completely, all the showings were sold out, and so. But you can go over and listen to Nez's ESP at the movies review on the Flash. So go ahead and check that out.
We heard anything good or bad about it?
I heard it's not much to say, but out of the DC movies that have come out, it's one of the best.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
Kind of not making the money, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people were excited about it, man. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I think it's making more money internationally than domestically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure that guy kidnapped a girl or something.
Yeah. and that's my thing. Like, I understand if you don't want to see the movie because of that, but I've heard people. I'm not going to name people's names because they do listen to this show.
Okay.
They would not watch The Flash because of him, but then would praise like Rosemary's Baby and say the director's amazing.
Also true.
You can't. I mean, I'm not telling you to pick and you can pick and choose. You can't pick and choose, but
Michael Jackson.
True. Sometimes, because I know there's going to be I was just going to say it, Lance. There's going to be a time on this show when we eventually review Jeepers Creepers, and we're probably it's going to get brought up, but we're going to have to separate art from the artist. And
sure. Okay.
But then again, it's if you don't want to see The Flash because of that, I totally understand. But I just think it's kind of weird how some people don't want to see one thing because of this person, but then say this other movie is the greatest person, and it's made by or acted by somebody that's also like a piece of shit. So
I'm just saying I can understand that being a reason why some people are like, I don't think I'm gonna go see that movie. I'll go see a different movie, you know?
Yeah.
And, so I get that it's not making a lot of money. Maybe that's not the reason. I mean, honestly, I didn't see a whole lot of previews for it. I don't think a ton of marketing.
I think it's partially him, and then I think this movie they started making this movie like 2-3 years ago, and I think the buzz kind of died down.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, James Gunn, when the new Superman movie comes out, that's the start of the new DC. So I think it's kind of like when Fox bought or Marvel bought or Disney bought Fox, and they had like one more X-Men movie coming out, and everybody was like, "Who the fuck cares?"
Who cares? They already gave up on it, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think people are also a little burned out on superheroes.
Yeah.
Like I still haven't seen Guardians 3.
Oh, it's fucking good.
I know. I kind of want to watch it.
I've heard all good about that. I've heard 50-50 about the Flash, but Flash will be on Max in a month, Brian, probably.
Yeah.
If they keep bringing up how poor the box office is doing, I would probably say end of July, August. So, but I'm rambling. That's all I got.
All right. So what I got out of that was Brian's Cool of the Week Flash. Let me get that down.
Yes.
All right, man. I never thought I'd see the Fast X on our Cool of the Week list, but there it is, boys and girls. I got a couple of great movies, or a couple of good things I've watched this week, and then it was a little hard picking which one was going to be the Cool of the Week, but I think I've got it. First of all, a little movie that I hadn't seen in a while, but I go back to it every couple of years. It was actually mentioned in one of the films we're going to talk about tonight, the original Friday.
Classic.
You can't beat Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, man. You can't. Just going with Day or whatever, it's not the same. But I was watching this movie, guys, and I had an idea. I'm like, surely that it's happening. I looked it up to see if it was. I couldn't find articles. So the way they're resurrecting all this stuff, right? Like the Ghostbusters afterlife stuff, and Indiana Jones is back, right? Well, why can't they
maybe.
get?
I'm hearing bad things about that movie.
Well, why can't? How's this for an idea? Why can't they get Ice Cube and Chris Tucker back to do a Friday, or Ice Cube's son with somebody that's kind of like Chris Tucker?
See, the thing is, Chris Tucker is a little bit more religious in his older age.
Okay.
So he might not want to do that kind of comedy, and a lot of people saying with all the fan favorite characters from that series have a lot of them have passed away.
True.
That it probably wouldn't be right. There's John Witherspoon, Tiny Lister.
Sure.
I can't think of the actor's name. The one that plays Ezel, the little crackhead from the first one.
The one that's
Smokey, you back there taking a shit. He passed away recently, so.
Oh man, I think they could make it work. I'd rather see that than like some of the shit they're regurgitating, you know.
Yeah.
But,
and I also read that it's a rights thing. Because even though Ice Cube wrote and created the movie, he had to make some kind of deal to get 2 and 3 to happen.
Yeah, they only made 3, right?
Yeah, so I think I might be wrong, but I think in making a deal to make that movie, he kind of lost control of the property.
Well, that makes sense. I just dream project. One day.
Yeah, they come back as like dads in the hood.
I mean, Chris Tucker,
and then have his son in it. You know,
Chris Tucker's coming back as they're doing Rush Hour 4.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah. I did see that. Yeah, when I was trying to find it.
So I mean, you never know. He might be nostalgic and want to do another Friday movie. You can call it the Final Friday or something.
Oh no, I think that's been done. Oh man, how far are you guys into Black Mirror?
I haven't started it.
Okay.
Oh, me neither.
I'm 2 episodes in. I got AJ hooked. I got her hooked. We're gonna have to go back and rewatch all seasons 1 through 5 now.
Oh, she hasn't seen the pig fucker episode.
Nope, she hadn't seen any of them, man. We did the first one. I think it was called like Joan is Awful or something like that. It's the chick from Schitt's Creek, and she finds out that Salma Hayek is playing her on they call it Streamberry, like a Netflix show. That's a really good one, man. I love the twist at the end on that one. And then the second one, let's see, it's called Locke.
This one
with
Henry, what's his name from Breaking Bad?
Yeah, and no, that's the space one. I haven't gotten to that one yet. You have Jesse Pinkman?
Yeah.
Haven't gotten to that one yet. This one took place in Scotland, and I mean, dude, very much movie quality visuals, a lot of great camera work and decent acting. You'd had little, I think it's in Game of Thrones. What was his name? Podrick, the little who wanted to be
the little squire.
The little squire.
Oh,
he's fucking hilarious. He's I could see him doing a lot of movies. He's got quite a sense of humor. But it's off to a good start. So it was kind of tough, but I think my cool of the week is going to have to go to a little Finnish movie. Little I don't know. What would you call it? Low budget, Brian? You know the one I'm talking about?
The
one with Nazis.
It's got a little B movie quality to it.
Oh, that one I still haven't seen, man. I can't believe I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's everything.
It looks awesome.
It's everything everybody told you it was, Philip, and more. I love the chapters.
Yes.
And they go really fast. It's like, man, before I knew it, the movie was over with. It felt like it was like 30 minutes long or something. And I was like, the way it started is as quickly as the action started up. I'm like, there is no fucking way that he's already running into these Nazis this early in the movie, and they're gonna keep me excited. But they did the whole way through, and then you had some other characters came in that they just decided they were tired of being messed around with. Brian.
Yeah, I liked how they explained though how he ended up running into the Nazis though, because the war was coming to an end, and the other allies were coming to fight against them, and they were basically being moved this way, and he come in the opposite direction. So
Yeah.
and they prove my point why they're the best villains, because they immediately get fucking real shitty.
Of course they do, right? Gory, glorious gore, by the way, Philip.
Well, they're Nazis. That's their job.
Yeah, Nazis, man.
Yeah.
They
I know, man.
they
Here we are almost 100 years later.
they show a woman climbing out of a back of a truck, and then a Nazi gets out. So you already know what happened.
You already know what's going on, Philip.
So you within seconds.
And he's zipping up his pants.
Seconds, you already want him to die. And I think that's the one it's in the trailer. I think he's the one that gets the knife in the head.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
wow.
okay.
There's some great kills. Top 10 movie, Brian, you think? Or too early to say?
Oh, that's a good question. It might be in that bottom half. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's
still want to watch it, rewatch it. It's definitely rewatchable because it's the kills are fun, and I think you definitely should check it out, Phil.
Yeah, definitely.
Phil,
well, Black Mirror's got to be first, and then I'm definitely watching that.
you won't be disappointed with either one, for sure. I don't know about the other Black Mirror episodes yet. I know the next one with Pinkman in it is like an hour and 25 minutes long, guys.
They're all out, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They put them all out at once. I've just seen the first two. They're right at 55 minutes to an hour each. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of like short films, but this third one is longer. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
So, Brian, you got any news going on? We getting a Friday reunion by chance?
I'll keep you posted on that one.
All right.
Let's see. Start with a little bit of TV. I've never heard of this show. It's on Paramount Plus. School Spirits.
I've heard of
it. It's renewed for a second season, so somebody's watching it.
Somebody's watching it.
I guess the biggest TV news is Linda Hamilton has joined the cast of Stranger Things 5.
Huh.
She got to stop Judgment Day.
Well, she's gonna stop Vecna. Oh, what if they did cast her for that?
Huh?
What if they did cast her? Just because isn't it basically like Judgment Day is happening at the end of Stranger Things 4?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They left it open to something like that.
Maybe so they changed the timeline, and now she's there to stop this Judgment Day. Yes, it's all part of the same universe.
Instead of like Sarah Connors, they'll name her like something like Sarah O'Connell or something.
As long as Arnold shows up, I'm happy.
Oh wait, I checked out the first episode of Fubar.
Finally.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it. It's not the best CGI stuff going on, but it's just fun seeing Arnold play this. Basically, I'll go through this real quick. Basically, he's an agent, like a special spy agent, whatever the fuck he is, and he's retiring, and he gets called back in because one of their agents' cover's blown, and he needs to go in and get her out, and he ends up finding out that his daughter has been an agent for the past 10 years, and neither one of them have known each other's been an agent.
Huh, that's interesting.
Like True Lies, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True Lies meets The Fast and the Furious. True Lies with family.
Like, he thinks she's just been living this, like, going to school and whatever life, and she thinks he's been, like, some kind of, I don't know what he was supposed to be, like some kind of salesman or something, and
pencil salesman or something.
She doesn't really think the highest of her dad because her and the mom, him and the mom got divorced, and really it's because he's off doing missions, so that's why he was never home. And so I like that.
Sounds great, man. Yeah, I love the premise.
It's already greenlit for a second season, so
okay. Look at that, Arnold's back.
Yep.
All All right, let's get back to. Let's see, Kieran Shipka. She was what's that? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Netflix.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
She's going to be in a new time traveling slasher movie, a rated R slasher movie called Totally Killer.
But of course.
Yeah. That has the potential to be awful.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel for this news. Might be it. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, starring Wednesday's Emma Myers, new BBC series. Yep.
Okay.
Sometime this week, we're going to get a teaser for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. Did anybody watch the Maggie and Negan series that came out over the weekend?
No.
Told you I wasn't going to, man. You didn't believe me.
I kind of was.
Cold turkey.
Because if you get AMC Plus, you get the episodes early.
I have AMC Plus.
I seen them there. I kind of was like, okay, you haven't watched like the last 3 seasons of Walking Dead. Should you watch it just to see what it is? And then I was just like, no, I'll keep scrolling.
Yeah. That one got played out too.
Now that you talk about it, Brian, I think when we're done recording, I'm going to check it out.
Ah.
I can't help myself.
See, in my mind.
Don't do it, Lance.
in my mind,
you were going to quit.
In my mind, in the beginning of the series, they're going to do a recap of how they got there, and then I won't have to watch those last couple seasons.
I don't think they'll do that, man. I think they'll pick up like time jump 6 months or a couple of years. I don't know. We'll see. You got me curious now, Brian. The first one's free, right? As they say.
Well, if you got AMC Plus,
first one's free.
Just to give you a little taste.
I am not seeing any news.
Y'all ready to hop to the trailer park?
This is kind of maybe bad news, potentially. Mike Flanagan said he's optimistic that his Stephen King series is even going to happen.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's him moving from Netflix to Amazon.
So he thinks it will happen?
I think he's optimistic. Before it seemed like it was
set in stone.
It seemed like they made it seem like it was set in stone when they first announced it, but now it's optimistic.
Well,
man, that dude knows Stephen King. he knows Stephen King like the back of his hand. So nobody could do it better, I don't think. Yeah,
that's it. Mads Mikkelsen. He's trying to. Yeah, that's the news. He's trying to get a final season or at least a movie made to wrap everything up. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll bet it happens.
If they did a movie, I'd watch the rest of the seasons.
Yeah.
He's also optimistic, but he's also kind of saying that the time's kind of running out to get it done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, writer's strike going on as we speak, right?
Yeah, nothing's going on.
He makes a good Hannibal. He makes a good lot of things. I really like Mads Mikkelsen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it.
Ready for the trailer park, boys?
Let's go.
All right, Brian is going to bring us the big, the small, and sometimes the very weird. What's the one trailer again tonight? Am I right, Brian, or did I miss one?
One trailer. Things have been again slow, but we got a new horror trailer, a big budget one from Lionsgate called Cobweb. I'm gonna read the synopsis because I kind of didn't understand what was going on in the trailer.
I didn't either. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Horror strikes when an 8-year-old boy named Peter tries to investigate the mysterious knocking noises that are coming from inside the walls of his house, and a dark secret that his sinister parents have kept hidden from him. This stars Lizzie Kaplan, Anthony Starr, aka Homelander from The Boys.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cleopatra Coleman, who we last seen her in Infinity Pool.
Mm-hmm.
And the young kid's name is Woody Norman. His name is Woody.
And a thing that never clicked for me, Lizzie Kaplan was from Mean Girls.
Wait, there's another.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hung out with the gay guy.
Yeah. I never clicked that was her. Like, I've seen her in a ton of things, and then Rose was telling me we were watching Mean Girls, and she was like, yeah, that's that same girl. And I was like, wait, what?
Wait, give me a second. There is a kid that's also on the cast list named Luke Busey, and he looks like
Oh, no.
a Busey.
Could it be? Could it be the third generation?
Hopefully the crazy genes passed down.
I'm not seeing. He's got no trivia or nothing.
What's his name again?
Luke Busey.
Luke Busey. All right, let me look here and see what I can find on the internet, the intranets.
You don't just look accidentally like Gary Busey.
Well, I mean,
he looks just like him.
I mean, if he was spreading the seed around, you could accidentally look like.
He was plays laid back and easygoing Jake in Disney Channel Bunked. Busey was born into the business as son of actor Gary Busey and actress Stephanie Sampson.
Wait,
there it is.
Gary's still having kids?
I guess so. I guess they froze that sperm or something.
Wow. I mean, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, they just both, I think in the past week had newborns.
That's
true.
Yep.
100 years old.
Who's
So.
next? William Shatner?
He's got kids you don't know about, Lance.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he's big in the convention scenes.
You think?
Yeah.
He's drinking his cream de menthe at the bar, and all the women are coming up to him, I'm sure.
Let's see. This is also directed by Samuel Bowden. Let's see what he's done. He has done nothing I recognize. So this is seems like his big shot from Lionsgate to do this movie. I'll jump in. It looks creepy, but it looks confusing because I don't know if it has to do with spiders, the parents are just fucking crazy, or there's someone living in the walls. I don't fucking know what's going on.
All three we've seen before.
Or demons. I'm thinking
demons. Let's throw those in there.
Yeah.
Ghosts. Why not?
Yeah, ghosts or demons or some kind of mix of the two, I think. Personally.
You got the scene of the little kid waking up and his mom's like coming at him in the hallway, then it goes dark, and then of course you get the jump scare of her, and then she's got crazy eyes, so I'm like,
that's why I say that. Yeah.
Oh, the possession aspect.
Yeah.
But then they have the title Cobwebs, which I was thinking maybe there's something in the attic or something.
I don't know.
But then you see spiders, so I'm like, is it a big spider knocking on the wall? If it's a big spider knocking on the wall, we got to have Nez, because Nez loves spider movies.
Oh man,
favorite all time.
Guaranteed.
I don't think it's spiders.
I think it's just like cobwebs connect everything together, like all these different weird. It could be great. I mean,
or
this
that's
could be
what's
like
in the back by the skeletons in your closet.
That could very well be, man. I guess that's kind of cool, right? That we don't know what it's about, but it has a good look to it.
And it's from the same team that put out Barbarian, so.
Yeah.
Well,
I love the trailer. I think it was great. They use the knocking in it as like anytime they do that, you know, I always like it when they do like the gunshots on action movies and they do it to the beat. Mm-hmm. So they're just doing that with the knocking on this one, but it was a solid trailer. It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, I agree. I think it might go on the schedule. Let's see. July 21st. It might not go on the schedule. We're kind of filled up in July, but
we'll figure something out.
Maybe we'll catch it in August.
Middle of the week.
Yeah.
All right, that was it.
All right.
Hopefully news and trailers will pick up as we get into July, but it's just kind of dead right now.
All right. Well, on to listener feedback. This week we shine the podcast spotlight on 18 Night Ghouls. Pretty hate machine and crazy sexy ghoul. Discuss all things horror and sci-fi. We will feature guest filmmakers, musicians, friends, and more. Join us if you dare. 18 Night Ghouls. That sounds pretty cool.
And I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. I don't know if it's 18 or it's supposed to be L8, like late night.
Oh, late night ghouls. That's probably it, because Pretty Hate Machine is H8.
Ah, okay. All right, that'll do it.
My bad. And we have some more feedback on our poll show. Should Devin Sawa play Freddy? And B. Jermaine says Moose as Nancy. As long as they're both in it. Moose should just come out playing Moose, I think. That would be great. He's like Ghost Moose.
Yes.
So we're just repurposing the cast from Fanatic?
Why not? We never did ours.
His friend from that was the photographer. She might as well just be Johnny Depp's character.
I like it. Tim Davis says, ha ha ha, holy shit, I need this now. Zim Vader says, I'll declare it a 10 before it's even being made.
There you go. I mean, that's just strong words.
Yeah.
From two strong men down under.
Regarding Subspecies 5, Florida Horror Scene says, I could just never get into the Subspecies series. And don't blame you.
Yeah, the more I'm kind of reading up, because I think I'm still going to dive into it just to see what it is, but it just kind of seems like if you didn't watch them as they came out, I think people like later on it made it harder for them to be fans of the series.
Oh, I got you.
I could see that. I could see that. But Brian, we all know you're a completist. So now we know you've seen the first one, so we're going to all bet money that you're going to see all the rest.
Yeah, I got them all in my queue. They're all on, I think, Screenbox.
In the previously unreleased Subspecies 27.
Yes.
So, hey, Screenbox, does that have a lot of Charles Band stuff then? Does it tend to have a lot of...
Lately it has.
Full Moon?
But if you're looking for some Charles Band stuff, shoot over to Tubi.
Ah.
Okay. Or Full Moon has their own streaming thing, but that's just too much.
To be fair, that's too much.
To be fair, you should just watch Charles Band on Tubi.
Regarding Cocaine Shark, Cameron Sullivan says they just couldn't help themselves. Zim Vader says, now we're talking.
No, when I seen the poster for Crackoon.
Oh, no.
Is that...
we're talking.
That's not real, right?
It's a movie, and
really
one of the actresses in the movie is in our Facebook group.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Oh man, I thought it was totally fake poster.
Crackoon is happening.
We're gonna have to check it out then, right?
I was gonna mention that. I didn't know if it was real or not. That's awesome. Although Cocaine Shark kind of makes more sense than Cocaine Bear, because I'm sure there's a shitload of stuff that gets dumped in the ocean.
Well, I also think Crackoon makes sense because
maybe
somebody threw some crack away and they're digging in the trash. And
that's true. My dog got out one time, ate a bunch of trash, and came back all fucked up.
Oh boy,
he was wobbling.
And there's what did I see? Caddy Hack.
No.
Yeah, takes place with caddies at a golf course.
Caddy crack. Now,
I mean, we laugh and we joke of these low budget horror movies, but they have fun putting together some of this stuff.
They're making them. We ain't. We're not even doing our short of the Fanatic 2, so we got no room.
Back to Sharknado territory. I like it. And let's welcome our new members, Scott White, Shalrella Sasha, and Aaron Rose Hoiberg. Aaron said, thank you so much. Very happy to be here. And Michael Brighton. Michael said, thank you.
And I just let people know, like, sorry to cut you off, Phil.
Yeah, no.
If you do not answer the questions to get in the Facebook group, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to consider you a bot. And
a bot,
you will
don't
not
want any
be
bots.
you will be denied immediately. They're simple questions.
Like how many lampposts are in this picture?
I've had a lot of people not answer the question. It's just what's your favorite horror movie, or what's your favorite genre in horror, and a lot of people are like, oh, Halloween and slashers. You know, that's all you got to put.
Yeah,
makes sense.
We don't want no bots, man. We don't want to have to call Sarah Connor, right?
Exactly.
She'll just destroy everything.
Regarding the podcast that wouldn't die, Cameron Sullivan says, love you all. We love you too.
All right.
Regarding Nightbreed, Kitty Rage says, I love this movie. Been a minute since I've seen it, and I used to get so mad about the guy that cut his scalp apart because it's anatomically incorrect. I'm like, where's the skull?
Hey, at least she and I agree. I assume a she.
Yeah.
I think I was the only one that liked Nightbreed out of the group. Safe to say.
No, I like Nightbreed too.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
yeah.
Me and you.
And I have to say that they are doing Night Shift and not Night Shift. They're doing Night Shift and Nightbreed?
Maybe
for their show.
Yeah, gotta give it a listen for sure.
I think I was listening to one and they said it was our fault that they're doing it. And no, you guys love the movie so much, you're doing it again.
Yeah. No spoilers on scores given, right?
No. Even though I felt like you met your match on that episode.
Oh,
Lance.
yeah, big time. Yeah, got knocked out of the ring on that one.
And regarding Strangeland, there you go. Adam Bunch says, underrated fun flick and a killer soundtrack.
Soundtrack's not bad. It's definitely 90s of its time, or whenever it came out with.
Regarding Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Ryan Stevens says it was so bad, except for the animated parts. Those were superb.
Oh,
Ryan,
the beginning.
Ryan, my guy. Not throwing shots at you, but let me know something that you do like, because he comments on there's a lot of stuff he does not like. He even comments when I post I'm watching a wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And tells me how much he hated it.
Like, this is get off my lawn.
Ryan.
So, Ryan, let us know what you do like. Maybe we'll end up reviewing it for the show.
Yeah.
Regarding White Noise, I remember that one. Zim Vader says, stupid tagline. What was the tagline?
I don't know, but I'll look it up later.
Nobody makes it out alive or something like I don't know.
That's it for listener feedback. Our show intro and all of our new logos come from Steve Carlton from The Geeks. And be on the lookout for some more great stuff from him. Our original skull artwork comes from Natsulani. And if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount, and for $5 or more a month, also pick commentary for a future bonus show.
Is that debate happening? Because I heard he kind of called you out again on one of the live streams. So.
Well, we gotta make our schedules hook up, but
you gotta talk to the honorable Judge Steve Carlton. That's who's presiding over everything.
Is he the one?
Yep, and he promises to be. He has no.
Fair and impartial.
Yeah, he says he has no pick or nothing.
So another thing we promised that we got to make happen, kind of like the Fanatic 2. Some people are starting to get their koozies. They're trickling out.
I've seen that.
Well, look at that. So, give us $1, you get an awesome koozie and pick some shows.
And do a commentary. On
to featured attractions. This week we check out the brand new The Blackening as well as a haunted house. We'll start with the haunted house. Malcolm and Keisha move into their dream house, then learn that a demon also resides there.
I already see Brian's. I already see the wheels turning, guys.
Yeah.
When Keisha becomes possessed, Malcolm, determined to keep his sex life on track, turns to a priest, a psychic, and a ghost-busting team for help.
I don't know if that's the best description of the movie, but
It's paranormal activity spoof.
Aye.
Director is Michael Titties.
It's probably the best thing about this movie.
Also known for A Haunted House 2 and 50 Shades of Black.
Of course he is.
Writers are Marlon Wayans and Rick Alvarez. That's probably not how you say Michael Titty's name, but that's how I'm saying
It is today.
Despite being panned by the critics, the film nevertheless took over $60 million at the box office from a budget of just $2.5 million.
60?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And Nick Swartzen was nominated for a Golden Raspberry for Worst Supporting Actor for his work in this film. Are you kidding me?
He's so fucking bad.
Oh boy.
It's great.
We're gonna have some differing opinions tonight, guys.
All right, Brian. What did you think of A Haunted House?
Hated this movie so fucking.
Hated it.
Oh my gosh! I tried to watch it earlier last week, and I had to shut it off. And then today, before, I'm sure you did. Yes.
By all means, I paid for it.
Talk to me later about that one. I finished watching it today, right before we recorded, and man, it's fucking stupid as fuck. And it keeps going and going.
You kind of had to expect that from a Marlon Wayans movie.
Yeah, but it's kind of the problem. Well, I won't say nothing about the next movie we're reviewing, but some comedies, they need to be shorter.
Yeah.
Compact, just kind of, kind of just brief and just move along real fast. And this just had too many moments where it died. I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple times where I laughed. I did like. I'm not gonna say I don't like Marlon Wayans, but I used to be a big fan of him and his brother when they had their TV show.
Oh yeah, I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, so I do like Marlon. It's just I don't care for his comedy now that he's older, and there's just too many. Some of the best parts came too late in the movie. Like, to me, the best part was fucking not Nick Swartzen.
No,
it was.
Swartzen was funny in this one.
You'll get your chance, Philip.
It was fucking Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh yes.
But he didn't come in until like the last 15-20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, right. He was definitely the best part of the movie.
Was it David Koechner? I
Bible,
liked him in the movie, but he's probably in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Well, at least he made a couple of appearances,
Yeah.
Could have been
so
worse.
The movie heavily relied on Marlon and
very heavily.
Essence Atkins. She's fucking annoying.
Maybe been in a
she's
Disney
easy
show?
on the eyes. She's easy on the eyes, but she's fucking annoying.
Okay.
And she's not funny. They should have got a comedic actress to play that role. I'm convinced they only got her for her looks, because I've seen her in a couple of other things, and she's not great.
Yikes.
Let me see. Is there? I like the couple. They're best friends. The swinging couple.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I wanted more of them, but it's like all the side characters I wanted more of, except Nick Swartzen. You've done better. But yeah, it just heavily relied on Marlon and the lead actress.
And a stuffed animal.
That was funny. That was
funny. But that scene I felt like kind of went on.
It went on for 10 minutes, man. I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that why it would make the money it did, because this came out in a time when like Scary Movie and all these epic movie, Not Another Teen Movie, like all these spoof movies were like the thing back then. So I
feel like they had kind of died off by then.
I
Although they
think
were still making a bunch of them, I just kind of stopped watching them.
I think this caught the ass end of all that. So.
No pun intended.
Because I'm pretty sure if I look it up, I would doubt that a Haunted House 2 made the same money.
Oh, for sure not. I didn't even know there was one.
Oh, there was that whole opening scene in the car when he's going, Jaime, get out of the car, Jaime. What you doing, Jaime? It's a ghost in here, Jaime.
What'd you say, 60 million for this one?
Yeah.
The second one box office 25.3 and had double the budget.
Well,
either way, still made money.
Either way.
But yeah, I'm just outside of like maybe the first Scary Movies or the first two Scary Movies, and then going back further like Airplane and Naked Gun, like these parody spoof movies. Like I could never get into them because they're just it's a little too silly for me. And I'm getting old. I'm getting older now, so I'm getting more into my Clint Eastwood get off my lawn mode.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, because like the first couple of Scary Movies were pretty great and like really funny, and they just sort of, I don't know, they I guess they had their time and the market sort of got oversaturated, and you can't even really make the same jokes that they used to.
Yeah, and then they lost the Wayans and they brought in like Lindsay Lohan and Charlie Sheen, and I'm just like, it's not the same.
Yeah. Lance, what'd you think about this one?
Man, you guys know who my favorite family is in entertainment. It's not the Skarsgårds, it's not the Buseys, it's not the Jacksons. It is the Wayans. And
there's like fucking 12 of them.
I've almost never. I've almost never. I will defend Little Man to my dying breath. Fucking love that movie, man. Love White Chicks. Everything they've done, but upon rewatch, and especially for paying $4.99 to rent this, Brian, I kind of see your point, man. This is just more of a Marlon Wayans one-man show, with, like you said, a few characters popping in here and there. Man, okay, so I do like what they did with David Ketchner's character. I thought it was going to be a little bit more sublime at first because he started with that microaggression where he says, "You don't live here. you can't live here." And you're like, okay, that's we get it, but it's not like hitting you over the head with it. And then when he goes into what are you making on the grill there? I'll bet you're grilling up some ribs,
grilling fried chicken.
Grilling fried chicken. And then he's like, let me say it. Let me say it one time. No, that's not cool. That is not cool, man. Just let me say it. I'll let you say cracker. So
see, it's funny. It's funnier with the side characters, and then
I know.
At the end when Cedric the Entertainer, like they're going through the different apartments, and then the swinging couple's in there, and she's getting gangbanged, and then Cedric the Entertainer's like, "Is that a Mandingo party?" It's like all the funny moments to me personally was just all the side characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. Yeah, we totally agree on that. Yeah, sorry, the two main characters for me were just kind of it was just too much. They could have cut an hour out of this. They could have made it like a 30-minute short, right? With all the side characters coming in. I'm not a huge fan of any of the Paranormal Activity stuff, so it's not going to hurt my feelings when people make fun of those movies because, I'm not a huge fan. But man, I don't know. I think we're in agreement on this one. It's not a very good movie. It is not a good movie.
Yeah, and I didn't really expect it to be a good movie. I went into this knowing it was going to be a schlocky. I was like, great, here, Scary Movie 15 or whatever.
Sure,
and
sure.
And
did it deliver?
Well,
but you like Swartzen, you said.
I like Nick Swartzen and everything that he's in. I like his ridiculousness. But I sort of enjoyed myself. I definitely see where you're coming from, because the Marlon Wayans trying to hold that show by himself went
Painful
way long.
Painful.
Yeah, the fucking the stuffed animal on the bed was. It was funny. It was funny, but like
for the first 30 seconds,
it just kept going. I'm like, when is this gonna end?
Just like the first night when they were sleeping in the bed, she farted.
Right.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, and then she farts again, and then she farts again.
Yeah.
And then now we're into like the 6th or 7th fart, and I'm like, okay, we get it. She farts in bed.
Yeah.
And they're like, air bubble pops up when she does.
Oh boy.
But yeah, the side characters definitely carried this movie because they were all so ridiculous. And I think had we had more of them, it would have been a better overall movie. Cedric the Entertainer stole the show. Yeah, I forgot about him. He was so great. I like his
tramp stamp.
Yeah, I know.
Got this in prison. I had to earn this.
Oh, I'll bet he did.
He had in this movie.
I'll bet he did. He broke that cocaine out.
Yeah.
That's like his version of holy water.
Yeah, every line that Cedric the Entertainer delivered was fucking perfect. Nick Swartzen, I liked him, especially in that scene where they all end up in the basement and it's dark and he's like walking around naked. Lights come back on and he's like, dude, where's your pants? Hey.
Oi.
But yeah, it definitely had its comedy, and there was a time for these movies, and I'm happy that time is mostly over. It definitely wasn't. It's not gonna be on a top 10 list anytime soon.
Right.
All right. Scores. Brian, what'd you think?
2.
2.
Ouch.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
That's
I
pretty
give
brutal.
2 for the side characters and the fact that they made a movie. So
Lance, what do you think?
Man, I gotta at least give it a Garrett Collins. I'll go 4 on 10. Not good by any stretch of the imagination, but Pedro likes to say nostalgia is a hell of a drug. I always say the Wayans are a hell of a drug. So
yeah.
What can I say? I got a lot of laughs out of it, and I did love the swinging couple. And that guy just would not take a fucking hint.
He was like, well, normally we don't have to chase this hard. I'm gonna go 5.5.
Wow.
I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't love the movie, but it was a whole lot better than I expected it to be. I've never seen it before.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, Brian, the low man on the totem pole. That may be the first time.
Sure, it has been the first time. It happens.
On to the Blackening 2023. Stephen Black and friends go away for the weekend and end up trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta. Where their street smarts and knowledge of horror movies helped them stay alive? Probably not. Street
smarts? What movie did they see?
I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't the movie that I saw. Director is Tim Story, also known for Barbershop and the Sam Jackson version of Shaft.
Two great movies, both of them.
Writers are Tracy Oliver and Dwayne Perkins.
Who played himself in the movie.
Played himself, literally.
Diedrich Bader plays the park ranger. His name badge identifies him as B. White. All right, The Blackening. Brian, what'd you think?
I had fun with this movie. I did have my problems with it. Overall, the positives first. I thought some of the comedy was smart. They touched on a lot of tropes and a lot of issues, but they didn't beat you over the head with it. It was just kind of boom, boom, boom. Like they would say something, somebody would hit back with something, and I'm like, okay, that's of the times, but it's funny, and you're not just running all over me with agendas and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought the cast was funny for the most part. I did see I'm doing air quotes, twist. I saw that coming from the moment the character was introduced in the movie. I'm a little disappointed with the kills because it was pretty much the same thing over and over through the movie. And there were times when I kind of felt like this movie was running a little too long, which I kind of feel like comedy should just be 90 minutes and just kind of super tight and just, quick and fast. And
get in and get out. Get the jokes.
Because there was one, I'm not going to spoil it now, there was one part of the movie where somebody was monologuing, and the outcome of that was funny from the monologuing, and then they did it again.
Yes.
And it was, okay, we're doing the same thing again.
Kind of repetitive again.
Yeah, and there's just at times when, and then there's a certain character that gets killed off real quickly, and he was like the most recognizable one to me.
Oh yeah, far and away.
And I was just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, but they made a joke about it when they did it.
Yeah, they did. For the most part, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It just could have been probably shaved like 15-20 minutes off the runtime just to tighten things up. And I thought a lot of the comedy was smart and funny, and decent movie. Definitely more on the comedy side than horror.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely more on the comedy side.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this a horror comedy. I'd call this a comedy horror.
Yeah. Well, that was to be expected, I think.
Right.
Lance, what'd you think?
Oh man, I went into this movie. I don't like that opening scene, right? The first 10 minutes or so. I got all the anxiety that they were feeling, and there's a lot of anxiety laced through this movie. Some of it's like a little bit more, under the cover. Some of it's a little bit more obvious with some of the things that are said. But I enjoyed it. I thought, okay, well, we're gonna actually. At first, I thought maybe we were gonna get kind of like the Scream beginning. I didn't realize that the storylines were linked without, I'm trying not to say too much. I will say that when they went into that creepy room and they opened that fucking game and that weird looking dial on the game and the board and everything, I was like, okay, this is pretty fucking well done. I thought, I like where this is going. This is going to be a great horror movie. We're going to get fantastic gory kills. We're going to get incredibly a vast array of different weapons killing people off. Hell, Jigsaw type shit might even pop into play here, right?
Oh yeah.
I was anticipating all this just from that opening scene. And guys, boy, did this movie fucking proceed to let me down. I mean, Jesus Christ. The same kills, the same. And then the characters you got, was there some good acting? Of course there was, but a lot of these people, I just kind of thought they were like almost overdoing like the typecast. And the movie's like Cabin in the Woods does that, right? But I don't know, just a little bit differently. Something about this movie, I was like, man, we're going a little too far with like typecasting characters and stuff like that. What happened at the end, the whodunit thing, I saw it coming just like you, Brian, from the very, very, very beginning of the movie. I just thought it was just such a great opportunity here, man, and it was squandered. Because
maybe because was it Dwayne Perkins? He wrote, this was originally just a sketch.
Yeah, but we've seen great sketches. I mean, we've seen good sketches, turn into good movies before. You know?
True.
Not usually though, right? Usually you get like MacGruber and stuff like that, or Night at the Roxbury.
Wasn't terrible.
You don't get that many.
Roxbury.
For every one Wayne's World, you get like 10 of those, right?
I like Wayne's World.
Yeah, I love Wayne. That's what I mean. Wayne's World turned into a great.
You're naming off all winners to me, Lance.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, shit. I misspoke then. let me put it to you this way: I would have rather seen a men on film movie, or any skit from In Living Color. Here I'm going back to the Wayans altar again to I guess sacrifice a lamb or whatever. But I don't know, man. This to me, like I said, I just thought there was going to be such a great setup. What a great opportunity for like original kills. And was this movie PG-13, or because it sure didn't feel like.
They said fuck way too many times for it to
Okay,
be.
I guess so. But man, I'm trying to think of something positive to say about it, but I don't know. I feel like I got rope-a-doped, man. Like the first 10 minutes were amazing and super creepy, and then
I totally see what you're saying. They in that whole opening, they sold you on a horror movie, and you got a comedy the rest of the movie.
This was comedy. People that probably should stay in the comedy lane, I'm thinking. You didn't need to have the horror element. And if you're not gonna give us horror, don't sell us horror, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Or at least pick a lane and roll with it. Like maybe a little more comedy or a little more horror. They sort of mixed them and mashed them.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of knew what I was getting into when I went to see this, because it's comedy horrors or horror comedies, whichever one you want to call them. They're very hard to do because you got to balance that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're really going for comedy, which I feel like, especially this cast should have been doing, like even the horror part should have been more funny, maybe.
Yeah.
Although they definitely had some funny parts.
I don't want to give too much away. I'll say, okay, so you had like the typecast, the gay guy, right? And then then you had the typecast. Oh, I'm the one that all the ladies like, but I'm a player. And I don't know, man. To me, the characters were too simply written, and the kills weren't, at all. Not the kills weren't even somewhat.
As far as the character, sorry not to interrupt you, but I felt like the characters were typecast because they were playing off the tropes of each.
Absolutely, like Cabin in the Woods did.
But it's still not forgiving, like the opportunity they missed, especially with the kills. Because, like I said, without spoiling how they were killed, it was that method, and then that method again, and then that method again. And I think maybe one person died by different means, and it was off camera.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that was a good part though.
Yeah, good way to describe it without getting too spoilery.
Yeah.
But that's it, man. I thought I was getting something that I wasn't getting, I guess. I love the beginning, but after that, I don't know. Maybe a lot of the same stuff over and over again for me.
Yeah, I wanted to like this more than I did, and I feel like I sort of kept giving it opportunities, and it was just the same kills, this kind of the same jokes. They definitely had some funny part. Dwayne Perkins was pretty awesome in this movie.
He makes me want to go do Molly.
Yeah.
Him, and then I forget the character's name, the one that did Adderall.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, are you guys?
He was good.
Are you guys advertising drugs in this movie? Because it's like amazing.
Right.
But it was the racism jokes just picked up from the beginning to the end. It was like racism, and like to the point to where I thought that they were going to turn the corner and say something different about it in the end, and nope. So it was pretty fucking woke to me, man. It was on Black Christmas level of hitting me over the head with it for me.
No, I disagree.
You've gone too far.
Yeah, you crossed the line. You brought up Black Christmas.
I didn't hate this one as much as I hated Black Christmas. I'll tell you that.
Okay, that's saying a lot.
You brought up Black Christmas again, Philip. You got to be stopped.
But I definitely didn't fucking like it.
And although if Nez was here, he'd hold out his copy.
Huh?
Yes.
If Nez was here, he'd pull out his copy.
Yeah, I'm sure
show it on camera.
And he's probably already got a steel book of the Blackening. He would have those too.
Yeah.
Nez finds a way.
There's only so much. Hey, you know what's funny? white people that I can handle.
Come on.
But yeah, we'll get into spoilers on some more stuff. Brian, what do you think? What do you think on score?
After thinking about it and seeing the total, that it was the horror and comedy was not balanced, and I felt like, I agree with you, Lance, they kind of missed the opportunity. And I did find some of the comedy funny, and I found the cast funny. I do wish they would have kept a certain, we'll talk about him in spoilers, cast member alive, because he is.
Well, they did the Scream thing, right? They took the most famous person.
Maybe kind of makes sense. So, but with all that being said, I kind of wish they would have cut a good little 15, 20 minutes out of it, and I think it would have tightened everything up. And
I could see that.
But horror comedy is very hard to do, so I'm gonna have to give it a 6.
Not bad. Not bad.
Better than a haunted house.
Just a little bit.
Lance, what'd you think?
Man, I gave a haunted house 4. Oh man, so here I was like teetering on this one because there is some clever stuff in here for sure. And again, don't get me wrong, I fucking love the takes that they had on anxiety. And there's certain anxieties, that people, I mean, everybody has different anxieties, right? Based on where you come from, what your background is, what's been hammered in, what you've grown up knowing, what you've grown up actually experiencing. So see, I took all that into account. But then I thought, okay, if it is a Saturday night and I've had a joint or I've had a 6-pack, am I going to put this movie on or am I going to put in a haunted house? And a haunted house goes over this one. So I got to go 3 on 10, guys. 3 on 10 for me.
And I'll be low man here. I can't remember what I gave Black Christmas. This one gets a...
I can.
I think it got negative points. This one, I'll give it a 2 because it definitely had some funny parts.
So this is your haunted house.
Yeah, I like the cast. They had there was definitely some good parts. It just, kind of couldn't decide what it wanted to do, I guess.
Okay.
And a little woke for my blood. All right. Spoilers.
All right. Is there any point in the fucking movie where somebody could have picked up something other than a bow and arrow or a crossbow?
No shit.
I know.
So much opportunity, man.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see all the creepy shit, like when that TV came on, and then there was that very racist looking character, right, on the gameplay, which, by the way, didn't make it through the whole movie. The fucking game died before, half the movie was done with, which really
the game. I thought it was funny that they were asking these specific questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the consequences for not answering the questions was not there.
Yeah,
it was to let that person out the room.
Okay. Right.
And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, let me guess, they're going to use the crossbow on him.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been, keep these style of questions, because I thought that was hilarious that they were asking these questions, especially the beginning. We didn't even mention the character that shouldn't have got killed was Jay Farrow.
Yeah,
he should have survived. The asking, name 2 black characters that survived, and of course, he just names the ones he remembers, and he says Mekhi Phifer, or was it Mekhi Phifer? No, Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett from Scream 2.
Mm.
Right. He didn't even talk about the what was it, Dream Warriors, where you had a black character live in Dream Warriors, and of course everybody talks about LL Cool J.
LL Cool J from Halloween H2O.
Yes.
But there was no. I felt like you should have kept that style of questioning for the games. If they got it wrong, then that person gets let out the room, and then they go into this kind of Saw style trap or something.
Yeah,
that they got to figure.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Not just shoot them with a fucking crossbow again.
Yeah.
And the only time someone got killed with something else was, she was basically like the main character, the one that was supposed to be like the attorney. that had a relationship with the one guy.
Player.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
She beat one of the killers. It was more than one killer. She beat one of them to death. Practically smashed his head with a candlestick. And they didn't show it.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
It just ain't fucking Clue.
They'd only shown it. Yeah.
At
least she was brutal, man. You know, that's what I wanted to see in the whole movie.
And it was a callback to the candlestick because they were laughing at her.
Yeah.
For picking a candlestick.
What are you playing, Clue? And they said, "What are you playing, Clue?" Professor Mustard.
And all right, one of the jokes that was pretty good. I thought it was funny. It's with the gangsta dude. He looks over and he's like, "You see, this is why I married a white chick."
And I that one part was funny when the player guy, he's shooting a gun. He's got the gun. He's holding it sideways, and then the one guy straightens his hand.
Yeah,
that was funny.
See, I think there was a lot of clever comedy. It's just that you're trying to play this balancing game with horror, and it's just like you're trying to bring in the horror crowd. And I just felt kind of I was there for the comedy too. I knew what I was getting into, but I was just kind of disappointed with the horror comedy. And then the reveal of the one guy, of course, he had something to do with it. Nobody invited him. Nobody even knows who the fuck he is.
Oh, they even called him Carlton at one point.
Yeah.
It says, "What about Carl?" I mean, not Carlton. It's like.
And then I knew.
Man, saw that coming a mile away. And they did that in another movie to us this year, too, that I don't want to name because it was this year. But they did the fucking fake kill thing where that person came back and ended up being one of the murderers. Yeah. And I'm like, come on. That's like what you were talking about earlier, Brian. That frustrates me to no end. Just like when when they show a great gory scene, like somebody beats the fuck out of somebody, and then they go rewind the tape. Oh, but that's not how it really happened. Like you were talking about, what was that in the Becky movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fuck, man. Same thing. These fake outs, dude. I don't know, man. It's a little too commonplace. But sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, and the other thing that gave it away to me was they saw him get killed on a TV.
Right.
Not that it was actually happening.
I did not even think about that. See, that didn't even click for me that it was on TV. Yeah.
Well, and I thought that they were almost going to make a point, especially with him, about, hey, maybe we should stop arguing how black we are, and race shouldn't really be a part of this.
Just stick together and then get out of this shit.
Nope. You know who's just as bad as white people? Black people that act white. You know? I was like, man, come on. I really thought they were going to turn a corner there at the minute, at the end.
And there was some jokes there that it's just like his name wasn't Carlton, but we'll just call him Carlton.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When he was like, "Oh, a Ouija board," I tried to contact Gary Coleman, and he did not like that. Like my theater was like quiet.
Really?
I thought that was kind of corny.
Like we're doing Gary Coleman jokes, but yeah, Jay Farrell. I guarantee if they would have maybe switched him out for the guy that was the player.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just have Jay Farrell through the fucking whole movie, you would have been laughing your ass off. And then we could have maybe got some impressions. For some odd reason, he throws an impression in there because I don't know if you guys have heard Jay Farrell do impressions, but he's
I think I've heard a couple of them.
I'm gonna be
YouTube Jay Farrell impressions. Yeah. He's like spot on, like especially like his Denzel and Jay-Z and DMX.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they definitely should have kept him in.
Gotta check that out.
I assume that had something to do with budget reasons.
Well, I think Lance kind of hit it on the head with the whole comparing it to Scream.
Yeah.
He basically was Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, this is our main character. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, could see that.
But
both of them, the chick at the beginning, I've seen her before.
Yeah, and I kind of thought maybe she was in on it because we never really seen her die.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when we saw her get her body thrown in the well, it was also on a TV screen. So I'm like, okay, when is she gonna pop out? And she never did. So
yeah, wasn't much of a twist.
Yeah. Right, not much of a twist, was it?
It's like they sort of tried. We'll give them an A for effort.
It was a little. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I give Dwayne Perkins a lot of credit, man. All this came from a skit he wrote.
Sure.
So he got to make a movie,
and we didn't.
Regardless of if we hate it or love it or whatever we feel about it, congrats to him. From writing a skit to making a movie and acting in it.
Right.
And I thought he was funny as one of the characters in it.
I thought he was the best part of the movie. A lot.
I did kind of like the red herring of the park ranger, where they were trying to make it look like he was in on it, but he really wasn't. Like he became a victim just like everybody else. So,
that guy.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
I can't.
I've seen
he's
him.
He's in a lot of things. He is funny. He's a funny guy.
Idris Bader.
Has he been
Drew
in
Carey
some
show.
comedy troops? Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
That's it. Drew Carey show, where they had the pool table out in the middle of the yard.
Yeah.
They played pool behind the house.
But yeah, most of the cast, like I didn't, other than Jay Farrow, I didn't recognize any. The player guy, I just recently seen him in the White Man Can't Jump remake, where he was trying to convince me he's Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
So
I knew he looked sort of familiar.
He's kind of like that actor now that they're trying to push now.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
But I thought for not really recognizing anybody, I thought everybody kind of was pretty good in it as far as acting wise.
I just wanted more good kills.
Yeah, for
I
me,
wanted them to do more with the game. Traps. I don't know.
For me, maybe Lance, the horror didn't hit for us, and for Phil, the comedy didn't hit for you. So it's a hard balancing act.
I laughed at some of the jokes.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty good.
All right.
I think that's it.
Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up. As always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We would love to hear your feedback and ideas. Got some shows coming up with some guests, Brian, that I'm trying to get some schedules over to you. That a couple people want to be in some shows. I know Tavares, July 16th, and a couple of folks that have reached out to us through email, which you can reach us at thehorrorreturns@gmail.com and be part of the show. Share your
Matt, I'm waiting on you to get a hold of us. Matt's been wanting to come on, and he said he's going to bring cake.
Yeah. I was listening to them today, so maybe we'll hear from them. Obviously, you guys know where to find us. Thehorrorreturns.com. Doesn't get much simpler than that. And consider becoming a Patreon patron, as Philip said earlier. And people really are getting koozies. It's not like the UFO sightings, which is a whole other episode, Philip.
No, that freaking leak. How did I not mention that during Cool of the Week? God damn it.
I had to go there,
We
Brian.
have UFOs. That's what they say. But it's like an official word that we have UFOs.
Heard that
in
too,
possession.
man. Let's see what develops.
Yeah.
But back here on Earth, at the Horror Returns next week, we go international, guys, and it's the films of Indonesia. We're gonna check out The Queen of Black Magic as well as May the Devil Take You. So, Philip, until the Horror Returns again.
Good night.
Stay woke.